meeting for the inauguration of MTech program in electric mobility, and it will also be followed by a panel discussion on outlook for EV business. And we have many distinguished panelists who are already with us as part of this event today. And so today we have Professor B.K. Panigrahi. Professor B.K. Panigrahi is head of the Center for Automotive Research and Tribology at IIT Delhi. It is a new entity which is created to focus on electric vehicles. And I hand over to Professor B.K. Panigrahi to conduct this event.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning, sir. We are very glad to have you as the keynote speaker and inaugurating this new MTech program on electric mobility, which we are starting in the Center for Automotive Research and Tribology. So I welcome all the panelists, all the members, all the dignitaries, the press and media, as well as our students, staff, faculty, everybody from IIT Delhi as well as from outside to this particular event. So this is a pleasure for us because this is a new program of its own kind, which we have conceptualized more than 2.5 years ago. Of course, it is started by Dugalji and Professor Kanpal as well as all the initiative and support from our director. But today we are here to inaugurate this particular program. So looking into all the initiatives taken by NITI Aayog, particularly to push the electric vehicle under this theme. So it is a very happy moment for us to offer this MTech on electric mobility. And this is a program of its own kind. And I recall at the initial meeting when we were to formulate this program, Anil Srivastavaji was here. We have requested you, sir, but you have nominated him. So we have started all these thoughts with the help of Anil Srivastavaji at that particular time to conceptualize regarding this new MTech program. So now this new MTech program is having intake of 20 students, and broadly we have divided it into two streams, the mechanical stream and electrical stream. Although in this electric vehicle you can find a lot of things which are also the power to wheel, the design and other things which are important. So all the students who are from mechanical stream, either they are of branch of mechanical engineering, automobile engineering, mechatronics, manufacturing, automobile, production, industrial, they are eligible to take admission, as well as from electrical stream, the electrical and EEE, electrical and electronics, they are eligible to take admission in this particular program. And so the course is well designed. Of course, we have made multiple meetings with various faculty from different IITs, as well as the faculty from external, that is from USA, UK, and European countries to take their help. Many industry people have participated, including the OEM, the battery manufacturer, even if the policy as well as the government bodies. So I hope this particular course, which we have designed, taking into the consideration of all the aspects, so that the students can be exposed to all this domain of electric vehicle. And a balance is obtained because to offer an interdisciplinary program, you have to have a balance. So this course is having two baskets. Rather than once introduced to the electric vehicle concept, then looking into the expertise mechanical and electrical, we have all the program elective in two baskets, including some of the open elective courses, which is having the thrust on policy and management. We are thankful here because IIT is completely interdisciplinary in nature, and I am really thankful to our director who has given all the initiatives to have this interdisciplinary type of program. So we are taking the help of other existing departments, centers, schools to make this particular program. And with this, I again welcome all of you, and I am sure in this particular program, the students who will come, particularly having emphasis both academy as well as the project, which is industrial-based project. So so the students can go to the industry. So I'm thankful many industries are always with us. They are coming forward also to offer the internship, to offer the project to our students. So at the end, I'm sure, sir, the student who will be pass out from this particular course, they will be fit into various automotive industry who are focusing on this electric vehicle, as well as various policy planning bodies also. So that is just for the introduction of this particular MTech program. And I assure and I promise to all of you also, as this is a program of its own kind, we have started, and with the evolution also, we'll make the necessary changes in the courses, we will introduce the new courses depending on the need of the hour. So that is one of the things. And I'm also, sir, very thankful because you and Sinha sir and Anil Srivastava sir, we have made also various meetings with different IITs, and where I was participating about the NITI Aayog's push for the new course, new certificate program in various IITs and NITs. We have almost done nearly 10 to 15 such type of program with the help of NITI Aayog to promote this electric vehicle manpower development by encouraging various IITs, NITs to come up with at least a course, a certificate program, which also the focus of this particular center and this particular program. Thank you, sir. So I welcome again all of you. I'm handing over.
Thank you. So I now request Professor T.C. Kanpal. Mr. T.C. Kanpal was our deputy director until last week. He was also head of the Center for Energy Sciences and a champion of the energy initiatives at IIT Delhi. Professor Kanpal.
Thank you, Professor Rao. I happen to be here because of a historical, step. In March 2019, Mr. Arun Duggal wrote an email to our director saying that we should have some academic program on electric vehicles. And that time, we had just started a master's program sponsored by International Solar Alliance on renewable energy technologies and management. So our director forwarded that email to me that could you look into it. And we had some initial meetings in April 2019, in fact, reviewed the entire, the master's level courses on e-vehicles across the globe, then tried to see what we should do. And in the meantime, because this new Center for Automatic Research and Tribology had come up, and the mandate of the center and this program had a perfect match, so we decided that this master's program will be offered by CARD rather than the Center for Energy Studies. And since then, you can see the robust, nature of the processes at the institute. It took almost 2 years to get it approved in different stages of the institute. And the way this program is today, you can see it has a very fantastic set of core courses and a large basket of electives, what Professor Panikay hinted, depending on what is the basic background of the student. And I'm sure with time, more and more electives would, be, included in that list. And I can see that if we are able to do it properly, sky is the only limit for this program because this is very highly relevant. I would also take this opportunity to solicit support from our industry, professionals, because one of the important things for this is to have at least 4 well-established laboratories for offering hands-on to the students. And for that, support from industry is really, really desired. So I would really, as I say, again, solicit that support. And Professor Panikay told me that there is already some support forthcoming. And then I would also like to thank Mr. Duggal for his initiative in that direction, though CART anyway would have at some stage done that, but just because that he pushed it, we were able to really expedite it at this stage. I really wish the best to the program and all the professionals engaged with it. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kanpal. Professor S.G. Deshmukh, Deputy Director of Operations.
Good morning to everyone. And thank you, Professor Rao. Thank you, Panikay, for giving this opportunity. Professor Kanpal was facing the screens. If I just go back 2 steps before that, how the center CART was established. It is basically an offshoot of MTech, which was already known in the domain area. And Professor Rao had this initiative that we must extend our support, we must extend our domain, and we must also be in line with the industry. And there was a committee comprising of industry professionals, experts from other institutes, R&D organization, and I had the opportunity of chairing this particular committee. There were experts like Mr. Savarkar from Maruti, Professor Chike Sharma, who was the ex-director of IRN, our alumnus, T.S. Khatri, who is also heading company in this domain. And this committee had suggested 5 verticals. And one of the verticals was electric vehicle. So today I'm really happy that this vertical is now growing. And as a definite strategy of growth, this particular MTech program has been initiated for electric mobility. And I would always consider this electrical mobility as synonymous with shared mobility. And shared mobility, moment we say shared mobility, it has a definite service orientation. And I'm sure this particular program, SCART, is well placed in taking this MTech program to the next level. And interestingly, the name CART was proposed by Professor Rao, because thank you very much, sir. At that time, this was in May 2018. Looking at the domain of the center, he immediately suggested, why not we have this acronym? Now that acronym has become a reality, and as a part of that, this particular program has been initiated. So my best wishes, and Professor Panigrahi, with his young and dynamic team, he is going to take this program to the next level. I must thank Arun Duggalji. He is always a solid support for us in various initiatives. And sir, with your support, this program will definitely earn the respect that it deserves in the industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Deshmukh. Now I invite Professor Ashok Ganguly, Deputy Director of Strategy and Planning.
Good morning, everybody. A special good morning to Ramita Khan for joining this meeting. People have talked how the card came into existence. I would like to say what IIT is doing and would like to do for card in the future. So, as you know, card has started hiring outstanding faculty. Several new faculty have joined the department at the center. We have given funding from the Institute of Eminence Grants. A significant amount of funding was given before IOE funds, and then again funding has been given from the IOE grants. A new building is coming up where we have given space to this entity in the ground floor so that they have opportunity for doing proper research and development in various areas of this e-vehicle vertical. We are a strong interdisciplinary institution. Everybody knows IIT has several departments which would cater to the e-vehicle research in different ways. Currently, they are looking at battery pack management, installation and optimization of the kits, how placement of the chargers, etc. And I'm sure in future they would go into alternate batteries, not only lithium batteries, they may go into the design of new materials and also stimulate which are the materials which are best for batteries, looking into very fundamental processes like diffusion of ions, etc. For that, I believe they have the world's best software. They have purchased to do simulation studies into these kind of material aspects, which would give them alternate battery materials. I would also see their views and believe that they would also look into at a later stage into material recycling. Battery material recycling will be a very important problem for India, and I know government is looking into it very seriously. We have another vertical in IIT looking into solid waste management, electronic waste management, and together with CART, we can do great things. So I also want to take 1 minute on the Delhi Science and Technology Cluster under the office of the Principal Scientific Advisor, Professor Vijay Raghavan, in which e-mobility is a very strong vertical among our 7 or 8 verticals. And they have already got funding of the tune of seed funding of 1 crore, but soon I think they will put up a major proposal for 50-60 crores. They are also in this vertical, several industries are there. I see the names of Tata Motors and Mr. Navin Munjal, Hero Electric, and we already are in touch with the Munjal University in the Delhi Science and Technology Cluster. They are participating in there. So with these few words, I think the future is very bright. IIT will take up the challenge of the e-vehicle program of the government of India, and this center has great things to offer in future. My best wishes.
Thank you, Professor Ganguly. Now I welcome the Arun Dugal. Arun Dugal is the distinguished alumni service awardee of IIT Delhi. And in fact, Mr. Dugal has been providing support to the institute in so many different ways. He is also currently the co-chairman of our endowment fund initiative. And in fact, Mr. Dugal was a key person because of whom we were able to launch the endowment fund in the Rashtrapati Bhavan in 2019. And Mr. Dugal is also founder of the Center of Excellence for Research on Clean Air, and he has been very passionate about improving the air quality in Delhi and in India in general. So I now invite Mr. Dugal to talk about his initiatives on his views on the e-mobility sector.
Thank you, Dr. Rao, Mr. Amitabh Kant, and other dignitaries. I am an ancient student of IIT Delhi from the second batch and graduating in mechanical engineering in 1967. Some people who don't know me very well ask, so did you study at IIT Delhi? But I am a truthful person. I say I was definitely a student at IIT Delhi, but studying is another matter. Most of my time was spent in reconditioning vintage cars, as I was secretary of the motoring club of IIT Delhi at that time. As Professor Rao mentioned, we had started the Center for Clean Air, CERCA, at IIT Delhi 2 years ago to do research on air pollution abatement. CERCA's scope has now been expanded to include greenhouse gas emissions, and recently we have also started looking at transmission of airborne viruses and pathogens. Automotive emissions from petrol and diesel vehicles are a major source of air pollution and climate change. Electric vehicles provide the best way to eliminate these emissions. That is why CERCA is very keen to work on electric mobility. To make this point, we took a 1948 vintage Volkswagen car, Beetle, a yellow Beetle car, which was highly polluting, and converted that into an electric car. It runs very well and is parked in IIT campus. It is very popular with the visitors to get a photo taken with it. CERCA is delighted that IIT Delhi is the pioneer in establishing this MTech program in electric mobility, which I am sure will provide excellent education, research, and innovation in this emerging field. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dugal. So before I invite Sri Amitabh Kant to give his keynote address, I would like to brief everyone about our initiatives in the space of energy and environment. In fact, energy and environment are in a way interrelated. That's how we see it at IIT Delhi. So we have taken a large number of initiatives in all the different aspects of what an institution stands for. On the education side, for example, we have just created a new Department of Energy Sciences and Engineering. It has come out of our Center for Energy Sciences. In fact, starting from this year, we are starting a BTech program in energy engineering. And you are already aware of the CART, Center for Automotive Research and Tribology. And of course, this is an event where we are launching the MTech program in electric vehicles. But CART in about 2 years' time from now should have about 20 to 25 faculty members, and we expect anywhere close to 250 PhD students working on on electric vehicles related areas, and already a lot of laboratories, lot of collaborations with industries are taking place now under the CART umbrella. And of course, IIT Delhi also has a very well-known Center for Atmospheric Sciences. In the Center for Atmospheric Sciences, there is a lot of work happening on the clean air initiatives, the weather modeling, forecasting, and all of these sort of areas. There is also a Renew Power Center of Excellence on Energy, at IIT Delhi, which is created by our one of the governors, Mr. Suman Sinha. And so on the education side, we hope to produce top quality graduates in the electric vehicles and energy related areas, and also offer cutting edge academic programs and PhD programs, of course. On the research front, IIT Delhi has always been focusing on some of these areas for a period of time. In fact, there are some very interesting initiatives at IIT Delhi on the electric vehicles, in general about automobiles and energy related initiatives. One of the recent things that comes to my mind is the sustainable vehicle 3D textiles. For example, IIT Delhi, as you all know, has a department of textile and fiber engineering, and they have made 3D fabrics made from glass and carbon, and these natural fibers can reduce fuel consumption by nearly 25%. And that's a target this team has set for itself, and they are already building the 3D fabric-based steel structures which are equivalent, which can replace the steel structures in automobiles. They're already working with major companies like Toyota, Maruti, and Mahindra on this activity. IIT Delhi has also pioneered the hydrogen-powered vehicles. 5 years ago, IIT Delhi built these buses which are based on hydrogen, and in fact, they have been flying in Delhi for a period of time now. The 15 hydrogen-operated three-wheelers have also been recently developed and handed over to Mahindra and Mahindra. And in Pragati Maidan, in one of the shows, there were many of these buses that were showcased. On the environment front, IIT Delhi has taken major initiatives to set up prototype plants to convert the biomass into fuels. That is again an activity where IIT Delhi has played a very key role. And there is also in our civil engineering department, there is a team of faculty members who are working on eco-friendly cements, and these people have been collaborating with JK Lakshmi Cements and various other cement companies in developing eco-friendly cements for future construction activities. Some of the constructions based on this cement have also been prototyped at IIT Delhi. And IIT Delhi also has developed the India-centric climate model. Many of these are currently being used by the Indian meteorological departments. And on the Ganga initiatives, IIT Delhi is playing a role. And in fact, we have on the campus now a 20 kilowatt smart electric vehicle charging station. And IIT Delhi now is setting up charging stations for electric vehicles and for battery swapping kind of applications. In fact, in all our residential buildings, we plan to establish electric vehicle charging stations. There is already a demand coming from our faculty for some of these sort of requirements. And in fact, IIT Delhi as an institute is also playing a very responsible role. In fact, recently we have reduced our carbon footprint by more than 50%. In fact, IIT Delhi happens to be the first institute which has done that. And this we have been able to achieve by switching over to the hydropower generators. We are buying power from Himachal Pradesh, almost 2 megawatts. And we have already established solar panels on our rooftops with a capacity of 2.7 megawatt peak on our using the rooftop solar PV installations. I think with all of this, we have already become a green campus now. We are recycling all our water, and we hardly send any of our waste to the landfills now. Everything is being recycled and used inside the campus. I think we are also leading from by example in all of these sort of initiatives. And I now would like to welcome the Amitabh Kant. And Amitabh Kant doesn't need any introduction. He's of course CEO of Niti Aayog, that we all know. But he's also a visionary, though he is a bureaucrat. He started as a bureaucrat, but we all respect him, for the kind of scientific bent of mind that he has. And most of his decisions are based on data and based on his vast experience in administering various departments in government of India. He's also credited with major initiatives, major path-breaking initiatives in the country, and he has won lots of awards, recognitions. You can actually check the Wikipedia page on him, which has all the details. and he's somebody, we all respect him immensely. So Shrikant, I now request you to give your keynote address on this occasion.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Distinguished Professor Ram Gopal Rao, Professor B.K. Panigari, Professor Kandpal, Professor Deshmukh, Professor Ashok Ganguly, Shri Arun Duggal, Dr. Akhil Garg, distinguished guests, all the panelists, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first say that I'm extremely delighted that IIT Delhi is launching its MTech program in electric mobility. And this will be followed by a panel discussion on outlook for EV business with some leading private sector players. The automobile sector in India accounts for about close to 7.1% of India's GDP. It accounts also for about 49% of India's manufacturing and is responsible for about over 30 million jobs. Now, we are the center for compact car manufacturing. We are the biggest manufacturers of two-wheelers, three-wheelers. We're the second biggest in four-wheelers. We are also the largest in buses and commercial vehicles. And therefore, we should understand that there is a huge disruption taking place. The combustion engine is giving way to electric vehicles and to the shared, connected and zero emission world. And this is happening because the cost of battery, which was about close to $1,300 per kilowatt hour, has come down to as low as $137 per kilowatt hour and will come down to less than $100 per kilowatt hour in the next 2 years. Now, when that happens, not just the total cost of ownership, but the initial cost of ownership will be much lesser than the combustion engine vehicles. And the minute that happens, people will look at the initial cost also and buy over. Right now, they are looking at the total cost of ownership and going for electric vehicles. And therefore, my view is that we are on the cusp of the fastest, deepest, the most consequential transformation in the mobility of the human civilization in history. And we are flipping the conventional energy architecture, and that is causing the greatest disruption. Just as the internet and the cell phone turned the architecture of information upside down, the clean disruption will create an energy architecture that will be very different from the one we know today. And the new energy architecture will be distributed, it will be mobile, it will be intelligent, and it will be participatory. It will overturn the existing energy architecture, which is very, very centralized, command and control oriented. It's secretive and extractive. And therefore, we need to be very ready for the complete disruption that will take place. Otherwise, we lose our position as the center for compact car manufacturing and we will not be able to become a center for EV vehicle manufacturing. The existing energy business model is based on scarcity, depletion, and command and control monopolies. The clean disruption is similar to the information technology revolution that overturned the old publishing and information model and made information abundant, participatory, and essentially free. Now, expanding R&D hubs is going to be India's growth driver in building electric mobility ecosystem. A very focused R&D initiative will make electric mobility affordable, accessible, and comfortable. India accounts for about 40% of global engineering and R&D activities. 8% of the country's R&D expenditure is in the automobile sector. As I mentioned, global prices of batteries are reducing by almost 87% in real terms. $137 kilowatt hour, as I said, in 2021, and with this, the affordability of vehicle was likely to just boom in the coming years. Innovation in battery technology, hydrogen fuel cells, innovative business options such as battery swapping, leasing, will all reduce the upfront cost of battery for Indian market. Now at NITI Aayog, we are very clear that actually we have to accelerate the pace of electric mobility. And electric mobility, when we talk about electric mobility, we are talking about a shared, connected, and a zero emission world. And therefore, my view is that the immediate advantage is to be taken in two-wheelers and three-wheelers, where India must convert all its two-wheelers and three-wheelers into electric vehicles and start becoming the center for exports to the rest of the world for two-wheelers and three-wheelers. We are taking all measures to boost innovation, efficiency, investment in the EV ecosystem, and to bring down the initial upfront cost of EVs to the consumers. The FAME 2, which is our national flagship scheme, that is the faster adoption of electric mobility, has been re-strategized recently by increasing upfront incentives for two-wheelers and by adopting aggregation model for three-wheelers and aggregation and OPEX model, and lighthouse cities, 9 lighthouse cities, where we want to fully ensure that these 9 house cities only operate on electric buses, and then they become the model for the rest of the India. So we are going for these lighthouse cities approach for the electric buses. Another landmark initiative which the cabinet recently approved is the launch of a production-linked incentive scheme for advanced chemistry cell battery storage, with an outlay of about close to 2.48 billion, about 18,100 crore for a period of 5 years to support 50 gigawatt hour production of ACC cells to further boost the EV ecosystem. The National Mission on Transformative Mobility and Battery Storage in NITI Aayog is exclusively dedicated to take this transformative mobility initiative forward, and we work with a vast range of institutions, research institutions across the world on electric mobility. And every day we find that there is a new disruption taking place in some part of the world or the other. And therefore, new forms of electric batteries, new technologies, as well as much faster battery charging will drive innovation. And electric vehicles as a product and EV as an industry would need new knowledge and new skills. They represent a paradigm shift in job structure. All the initiatives mentioned have opened up new career opportunities in engineering and technology in India and worldwide. And some of the new areas of job requirements, to my mind, would be scientific research to improve the performance of electric vehicles, especially by improving battery recharging technology and materials. Secondly, design and development. To design, test, and integrate components such as engines, batteries, generators, and electric motors. Thirdly, manufacturing. To manage specialized manufacturing processes, including machine tool operations and assembly. Fourthly, maintenance, to repair electric vehicles and install electric vehicle components. And fifthly, infrastructure, to set up and maintain charging stations, lay power lines, and establishing grid connectivity. And therefore, all these are new areas of growth. There's a completely new dimensions to India becoming a champion in the world of electric mobility and for creating new opportunities. And therefore, it gives me a lot of pleasure and satisfaction to see that IITs are rising to the occasion, and as many as 7 IITs have taken initiatives for carrying out advanced research in electric mobility. We expect all IITs to join this league, and while IIT Delhi is a leader, it's an achiever, it should also collaborate with other IITs which are aspiring to join this league. Secondly, we are very keen that IIT Delhi develops a very close industry academic collaboration, not merely to support electric mobility, but to drive innovation for the industry. It should not just remain an academic program. It should be a disruptor. It should be working in very close partnership with the industry. Look at the challenges. Look at innovations that are happening across the world and how we can innovate even further beyond that. How can we improve efficiency? How can we enhance the speed of charging? How can we become a leader in the world? And therefore, this is critical that India, which is a center for compact car manufacturing, how does it transit to become a leader of the shared, connected, and zero emission world? And therefore, this is a unique initiative of IIT Delhi, and I wish it all success. Let me congratulate all the industrious IIT Delhi professors who have worked so diligently to design the MTech program in electric vehicles. My best wishes to all the students who will be joining this faculty, and let me tell you that the whole world is open to them, because this is the future, whether we like it or not. After 2 years, you will see such a huge disruption towards electric mobility that in the next few years, everybody would have moved from combustion to electric mobility. The change is happening so rapidly, so fast, and technology is driving the disruption so fast. And therefore, this course will help us rapidly push the frontiers of mobility disruption forward on the strength of the new students and their talent and desire to innovate. I'm extremely delighted to be here with all of you, and we really, I wish you all the best, and I'm quite sure that IIT Delhi will be a global leader in the field of electric mobility in the days to come. My heartiest congratulations, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Kant. Mr. Panigrai.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for inaugurating this program and for your insight and the vision how India is looking towards the promotion of electric vehicle, and of course, NITI Aayog is taking a lot of initiative by promoting this theme too. Sir, I'm really thankful to you and your whole team in NITI Aayog, because many times we have also interacted to make this particular program. And lastly, whatever you told that all IIT we should collaborate, and categorically, sir, I'm very fortunate because IIT Delhi is taking the lead, and we are collaborating with other IITs, and also we have many joint meeting earlier under Arvind Srivastavaji and presently Sinha Saabji to promoting this EV courses in different areas. Sir, the point which you have mentioned, we are very fortunate and we are working in some of these areas, and we learn from you also what is the need of India and how we should participate with the industry to make not only this research collaboration, but also innovation in the lab. So that is one of the main focus of our director, who used to tell whatever we are doing here in the lab, it should be go into the fabrication or to the industry. So that is the main concept with which we are also working very closely through FEET and IRD, two pillars of IIT Delhi, to have to support the young startups also, particularly in this particular domain. And sir, I am very thankful you have initiated this talk and telling the new energy architecture with the need of the hour. So I'm also thankful to Professor Kanpal, who is from Department of Energy, Science and Engineering. So IIT Delhi is having three important vertical or three important department and center. One is electrical engineering, another is Department of Energy, Science and Engineering, and third one is this GARD, who are mostly working towards promoting the renewable energy. And particularly different charger, charging infrastructure, how to support this charging without the stress to the grid. That is another important. So as Professor Ganguly has categorically pointed out, looking into our Delhi cluster project. So the prime focus in Delhi NCR, the charger placement, looking into the existing transport network and looking into the existing free distribution network provided by our BSS Rajdhani, BSS Yamuna and Tata Power DDL. So what is the optimal planning for this charger? How we can reduce the dependency on the grid. So the less dependency on the grid, we can have less emission. And how can you take more power from the solar for the charging protocol? Number one. The second point is that we are also focusing with all the support from IIT. I'm thankful. We are purchasing many of the equipment, and I'm proud to say whatever Professor Ganguly has told, the battery research lab of IIT Delhi is one of the best lab, which is going to the best lab in this particular area. We have all the facility at present, having the cell testing, pack manufacturing, pack testing, and using some AI/ML techniques also, and some software how to design it. And we are looking, sir, to different aspects of new chemistry of the battery, where Professor Ganguly is one of the leader in that particular area, and we are collaborating with other departments like Department of Material Science and Engineering. And lastly, I want to tell the skill development. Particularly, we are interested also to have different skill development at different level. Our journey is not finished only having this MTech program, because the MTech program is basically for this higher level after the BTech students. But to have this wider EV adaptation, you have to take out the fear from the public's mind. So in that way, the reskilling of the existing manpower in the automotive industry into the electric vehicle domain is one of the important aspects which we are planning to have through it different certification program, different continuing education program, even if arranging some of the program through our eVidya platform and giving all those to the ITI diploma holders also, those certificate program in this. So we take all your words, sir. We promise IIT Delhi will be the leader in this particular area with the support of Niti Aayog, the government, and particularly all the administration of IIT Delhi, from whom I am getting a lot of support, sir. Again, to last, I thank all the industry participants who are here, and we are getting a lot of support from the industry. Many industry have come forward either to have the joint collaboration, not only for the research purpose, but also product. We have developed some products, sir. We have developed some new battery pack, the battery swapping station, some chargers also we have developed in our lab, starting from AC001, AC002, DC001, etc. The AC charger and DC charger. So I hope the industries will come forward to support this particular program, not only doing this program on product development, but also the more thrust should be given also to develop the new lab, and it should be used for the reskilling and imparting education to all the sectors, starting from a simple mechanic who will be able to understand what is there inside the electric vehicle to the high domain research in different area, motor controller, charger, battery, and as well as also we are looking into the very sophisticated thing like NVH, noise, vibration, harshness of the vehicle towards the connected vehicle, autonomous vehicle, ADAS, etc. Thank you, sir. We take all your words and we promise to stand up to that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I would like to now finally invite Professor Akhil Garg. Professor Akhil Garg is a new faculty member who joined the Center for Automotive Research and Tribology part, and in fact he has come and joined us from NTU Singapore. He works in the lithium-ion battery pack design, thermal management of batteries, reusability of battery packs. So Professor Garg will propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Director. So I'd like to convey my special thanks to Shri Amitabh Kanji for inaugurating this program despite having busy schedule. And I would also like to convey my special thanks to the Director, Professor Kanpal, Professor Ashik Delmukh, Professor Ashok Ganguly, And I would like to convey my thanks to Mr. Arun and also I'd like to convey my thanks to Professor B.K. Sir. And thanks to all the panelists who have joined this program. And also like to thanks media persons and all the viewers who have joined through YouTube and other internet links. And at last, I would like to thank to all who have made this program successful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Mr. Kant and everybody who is participating this evening. Thank you.